In the dimly lit chambers of the Galactic Supreme Council, a floating, shimmering dome that looked suspiciously like a giant soap bubble. The most advanced species in the known universe had convened to address a grave and pressing matter: Earth. Around the room hovered the council members, each representing their respective species. There was Gorplax, a towering figure made entirely of translucent, glowing gelatin who wobbled every time he spoke. Next to him sat Zarnak the Pristine, a sentient cluster of disco ball-like orbs, spinning occasionally to reflect light for dramatic effect. Opposite them floated Lerp, an intimidating figure who resembled a sentient lava lamp, his molten core bubbling ominously. These were beings who had conquered galaxies, mastered time manipulation, and invented universal streaming services with no buffering delays. Yet, today, they were quivering with existential dread. The subject of their terror? Humans. We must tread carefully. Gorplax gurgled, his gelatinous form jiggling with anxiety. The humans are unpredictable. Unpredictable, scoffed Zarnak, his orb spinning faster in irritation. They are primitive. They still rely on combustion engines and consume caffeine as if it's a legitimate fuel source. What could they possibly do to threaten us? Gorplax wobbled in protest. That's precisely the problem. They don't make sense. Do you realize their greatest scientific breakthroughs often begin with the phrase, "Hold my beer"? These creatures defy logic. Lerp bubbled ominously. I have studied their transmissions. At first, I believed their primary means of communication was through coded warfare signals. But no, it's memes. The chamber fell silent. Memes, Zarnak repeated, his orbs dimming in confusion. Yes, Lerp replied solemnly, his core swirling. They take complex ideas, reduce them into absurd images, and spread them at light speed. Entire planetary rebellions have started over less. I've seen videos of them dancing to repetitive noises while pointing at floating words. This is not a species to be trifled with. Gorplax leaned in, his gelatinous form stretching unnaturally. Do not forget their horrifying resilience. They willingly consume substances that would disintegrate us. Spicy chips, they call them. And they voluntarily enter simulations of their own destruction for entertainment. Ridiculous, Zarnak muttered, though his orbs were starting to flicker nervously. Ridiculous, yes, but effective, Gorplax countered. Their curiosity is boundless, their recklessness unparalleled. They once sent a machine to another planet and literally wrote, "We come in peace" on it, as if that would protect it from harm. And what happened to it? Zarnak asked. They broke it themselves for fun, Gorplax sighed, and then laughed about it. The council murmured in collective unease. Lerp's lava core bubbled more intensely. This is why I proposed the one rule. Do not wake the humans. Let them remain distracted by their so-called content and their endless debates over pineapple on pizza. But now, he paused dramatically, his glow dimming to an ominous orange. Now! Someone has broken the rule. Gasps filled the chamber. Who dares disturb the humans? Zarnak demanded. Do you not remember what happened the last time we interfered? The Martian incident still haunts us. Gorplax shivered. It was meant to be a simple reconnaissance mission. We thought their Area 51 was a joke. Turns out, it's an elaborate trap. They lured us in with promises of secrets, then flooded us with something called monster energy drinks. The survivors are still jittering. Enough! Zarnak snapped, though his voice betrayed his own apprehension. Who broke the rule? Lerp bubbled ominously. A rogue faction of the Zorblak Armada attempted to infiltrate their planet last week. They disguised themselves as an innocent meteor shower and landed in a place called Florida. Gorplax groaned. Not Florida. That is their most chaotic territory. What happened? Zarnak asked. The humans caught them almost immediately, Lerp said. At first, the Zorblaks were relieved. They thought the humans would study them. Instead, they filmed them. The videos have already gone viral. And what do these videos show? Gorplax asked hesitantly. Footage of the Zorblaks trying to escape, only to be chased by what the humans call grandmas in golf carts. They've been labeled as the swamp goblins of 2025. The humans think it's hilarious. Zarnak spun so rapidly in frustration that he briefly blinded Gorplax. This is a disaster. If they realize we exist, they already suspect, Lerp interrupted. Some humans believe in us. They have entire networks dedicated to hunting us. They call them conspiracy theorists. Gorplax's wobbling intensified. Then we have no choice. We must prepare for the worst. Yes, Lerp agreed grimly. Because if there's one thing I've learned about humans, it's that they always turn the ridiculous into the impossible. And now, they know we're watching. As the council dissolved into a chaotic debate, somewhere on Earth, a group of humans gathered around their screens, laughing at footage of Florida man wrestling an alien-shaped swamp creature. The comments section was ablaze with theories, jokes, and plans for Halloween costumes inspired by the incident. The universe had one law: don't wake the humans. And now, it was far too late. The Zorblak Armada, known across the galaxy as masters of stealth and precision, had expected to quietly infiltrate Earth, observe human behavior, and leave undetected. Their ships, sleek and shimmering, were equipped with cloaking devices that could fool even the most advanced sensors in the universe. Unfortunately for them, they underestimated one thing: humanity's uncanny ability to notice the absurd and turn it into content. Their troubles began the moment they landed in a Walmart parking lot in Florida, mistaking the large open space for a strategically neutral zone. The cloaking devices worked perfectly for a few seconds, right until the aliens stepped out of their ship. Zorblaks, being bioluminescent by nature, glowed faintly in the dark, a trait that immediately attracted the attention of several late-night shoppers. "What the hell is that?" muttered Greg, a part-time night shift worker, as he stood by his pickup truck, holding a bag of hot Cheetos. Without hesitation, he pulled out his phone and hit record. In mere moments, the footage was uploaded to social media with the caption, "Bro, aliens chillin' at Walmart. Florida strikes again." The Zorblaks were initially confused by the glowing rectangles the humans pointed at them, assuming they were weapons. Their leader, Commander Glothak, whispered to his team, "Remain calm. This must be primitive technology. They are likely attempting to establish communication." The humans, however, were not trying to communicate. They were doing what humans do best: making jokes. "I knew it. The mothership's here for the rollback prices," one commenter posted. "Y'all, don't scare them away. They're probably here for some Mountain Dew and Slim Jims," another quipped. Within hours, the hashtag #WalmartAliens was trending worldwide. The Zorblaks, oblivious to the virality of their presence, decided to retreat to a nearby forest to recalibrate their mission. However, their glowing bodies attracted a new kind of predator: a pack of overly friendly Labrador retrievers from a nearby camping site. Commander Glothak, leading his team through the underbrush, suddenly found himself tackled by an exuberant golden retriever named Buddy, who assumed the glowing alien was some sort of interactive chew toy. The commander flailed helplessly as Buddy happily licked his luminescent face. "Release me, you Earth beast," Glothak shrieked, but Buddy only wagged his tail harder. The rest of the alien squad fared no better. One Zorblak was dragged away by a Chihuahua wearing a tiny sweater that read "Bark Side of the Moon." Another was being chased in circles by a group of excited Boy Scouts yelling, "Catch the glowworms." Meanwhile, the campers and their families, far from being scared, were busy live-streaming the chaos. By dawn, the Zorblaks were desperate to escape. They decided to regroup in a nearby retirement community, hoping the elderly humans would be too slow to react. This, as it turned out, was a colossal miscalculation. The early rising residents of Sunny Palm Senior Community were already awake, sipping coffee and gossiping on their porches, when they spotted the glowing invaders. At first, They assumed it was some kind of bizarre fitness craze. "Look at that," said Edna, adjusting her glasses. "Must be one of those new yoga groups. Always doing weird stuff." "Not in my neighborhood," growled Marge, a retired school principal. She climbed into her golf cart, slapped on her sun visor, and rallied the other seniors. Within minutes, a fleet of golf carts armed with pool noodles and water guns was bearing down on the Zorblaks. Commander Glothak, attempting to call for backup, barely had time to duck as a pool noodle swung by Marge smacked him squarely in the face. "Retreat!" he yelled to his team. "These elders are relentless." The senior citizens, laughing and cheering, chased the aliens back toward their ship. Someone brought out a portable karaoke machine and began singing "Another One Bites the Dust," further confusing the invaders. By the time the Zorblaks managed to retreat to their cloaked ship, humanity had already turned their invasion into the meme event of the year. Videos of glowing aliens being tackled by dogs, chased by children, and assaulted by golf carts were being remixed with pop songs and comedic captions. One particularly viral clip featured Commander Glothak yelling "Retreat," auto-tuned to the tune of Old Town Road. News channels picked up the story, though opinions varied wildly. Some reported it as a hoax, others as definitive proof of extraterrestrial life. The footage even inspired a new conspiracy theory claiming the Zorblaks were part of a secret government experiment involving bioluminescent cows. The Zorblaks, now huddled inside their ship, tried to assess the situation. "Commander," one of the younger soldiers whimpered, "the humans, they're not taking us seriously." Clearly, Glothak snapped, gesturing at a holographic projection of a TikTok showing his own terrified face being edited into a dance video. "Shall we retreat?" another soldier asked. Glothak shook his glowing head. "No, we regroup. We adapt. And next time, we strike with precision. No more golf carts." Unbeknownst to the Zorblaks, their antics had now attracted the attention of the actual authorities. Government agencies were scrambling to deal with the flood of social media posts. At the same time, ordinary humans were forming amateur alien defense squads, complete with tinfoil hats, Nerf guns, and an alarming amount of Mountain Dew. The Zorblaks, masters of stealth and advanced technology, were now realizing the one thing their training manuals had never prepared them for: the sheer chaos of human creativity. And their problems were only just beginning. The Zorblaks huddled inside their ship, their bioluminescent bodies dimmed to a shameful flicker. Commander Glothak paced back and forth, muttering to himself as the subordinates anxiously tapped at their glowing control panels. The humans had embarrassed them on an intergalactic scale. Their advanced stealth technology had been defeated by domestic animals, senior citizens, and a species-wide obsession with uploading videos of everything. This could not stand. "We must adapt," Glothak declared, slamming one tentacle-like limb onto the command console. "The humans have turned our presence into a joke. This time, we strike with precision. No more improvisation." The crew murmured in agreement as Glothak activated a holographic map of Earth. "We will neutralize their communication infrastructure first. They rely on their primitive networks to coordinate and spread information. Without it, they will descend into chaos." The plan seemed sound. The Zorblaks deployed a fleet of their most advanced infiltration drones, sleek, silent machines designed to shut down entire planetary systems with surgical accuracy. The drones, invisible to radar and armed with electromagnetic disruptors, descended upon Earth's data centers and major satellites. Within moments, they began their work, shutting down servers and scrambling signals. Social media platforms went dark, streaming services froze, and humans everywhere were left staring at buffering screens. At first, the Zorblaks believed they had succeeded. On their monitors, they observed humans reacting with confusion and frustration. But then something unexpected happened. Instead of panicking, the humans began to adapt. In one suburban neighborhood, a group of teenagers who had been live streaming their dance routine when the internet cut out decided to take their show offline. They gathered in the street with portable speakers and began performing for their neighbors, who cheered and joined in. Within hours, similar scenes were playing out across the globe. Humans, deprived of their digital distractions, turned to old-fashioned forms of entertainment. Board games, street parties, and impromptu talent shows. Glothak watched in disbelief as the humans transformed what was meant to be a debilitating blow into a bizarre celebration. "Why are they dancing?" he demanded. "They're supposed to be in disarray." The crew offered no answers, but things were about to get worse. The Zorblak's disruption of Earth's communications had an unintended side effect. It activated an emergency protocol on thousands of human devices. GPS systems, unable to connect to satellites, began emitting loud, repetitive error signals. The cacophony of malfunctioning technology confused the Zorblak drones, causing them to misfire and crash into trees, buildings, and, in one unfortunate case, a pool party. One drone, plummeting out of the sky, landed in the backyard of an amateur inventor named Doug. Doug, who had been tinkering with an old waffle iron at the time, mistook the alien drone for a high-tech kitchen gadget. Within hours, he had repurposed the drone's core components into a device that could make 6 waffles simultaneously while playing Eye of the Tiger. Doug's invention went viral the moment his internet connection returned, further humiliating the Zorblaks. Determined to regain control, Glothak escalated the attack. He ordered his crew to deploy their most fearsome weapon, the Neural Overwhelm Pulse, a device designed to overload the minds of sentient beings with pure sensory input, rendering them incapacitated. The Zorblaks calibrated the pulse to target the frequencies of human brainwaves and activated it from orbit. At first, the humans seemed to react as expected. Millions froze in place, their faces contorting in confusion as their senses were bombarded with a flood of incomprehensible signals. But then, something extraordinary happened. Instead of incapacitation, many humans began to interpret the signals as a beat. Some started tapping their feet, others bobbed their heads, and within minutes, a global dance craze was born. On TikTok, which had just come back online, the Alien Pulse Shuffle went viral, with millions of users filming themselves performing intricate dance moves to the rhythm of the pulse. DJs began remixing the sound into party anthems, and even major news outlets covered the phenomenon, framing it as a gift from the cosmos. The Zorblaks, watching from their ship, were dumbfounded. "This is impossible," Glothak groaned, his tentacles sagging in defeat. "Our most advanced weapon turned into a dance trend." One young crew member timidly raised a tentacle. "Commander, perhaps humans are more resilient than we anticipated. They seem to thrive on chaos." Glothak didn't want to hear it. "No, this isn't resilience. This is madness. We must think bigger." As the Zorblaks scrambled to devise their next move, their sensors picked up a new signal from Earth. It was coming from a large gathering of humans at a place called Comic-Con. The Zorblaks watched as costumed humans, many of whom resembled poorly constructed imitations of their own species, held up signs welcoming their alien overlords. One particularly enthusiastic human waved a banner that read, "Take me to your leader, but only after brunch." The Zorblaks couldn't take it anymore. The humans weren't just unbothered by their invasion. They were mocking them. Glothak clenched his glowing fists. "Prepare the ultimate contingency plan. If they will not take us seriously, we will—" Before he could finish, the ship's alarms blared. A new threat was approaching. On the main screen, a live feed showed a fleet of human fighter jets escorting a single, ridiculous vehicle. A blimp painted to look like a giant rubber duck. The crew stared in stunned silence. What is that?" one Zorblak whispered. "It's a trap," Glothak muttered, his voice filled with dread. "I don't know how, but it's always a trap." As the rubber duck blimp drew closer, the Zorblaks braced themselves, unsure what absurd human ingenuity awaited them next. The Zorblak command ship hovered ominously above Earth, its sleek design pulsing with an otherworldly glow. Inside, Commander Glowthak paced furiously, his luminous form flickering with anxiety. The humans had thwarted every strategy, and now, the absurd sight of a blimp painted, like a rubber duck, was closing in on their location. The commander knew this was a turning point. Either they would crush the humans once and for all, or they would be immortalized as the biggest galactic laughingstock in history. "Commander, the blimp is releasing something," one of the Zorblack technicians announced, his bioluminescent appendages trembling as he brought the feed onto the main screen. The humans, in their infinite ingenuity, had rigged the blimp to release a cloud of drones. Cheap quadcopters from online retailers, hastily modified by engineers, hobbyists, and a few overambitious YouTubers. Each drone was adorned with glitter, LED lights, and speakers blasting "Never Gonna Give You Up" on loop. The Zorblacks watched in stunned horror as the drones swarmed their ship, creating a dazzling, nonsensical light show that temporarily blinded their sensors. "Turn off the visual receptors," Glowthak bellowed, but it was too late. The drones had started Phase 2 of their assault, using custom software hastily developed by some college students during a 48-hour hackathon. The drones began hacking into the Zorblack systems. The ship's mainframe, which had once boasted defenses capable of repelling attacks from entire armadas, now displayed a spinning pizza GIF, accompanied by the text, "Hacked by Earth Gang. Enjoy your cheesy defeat." Glowthak's gelatinous body shook with rage. How are they doing this? This system is designed to resist molecular-level infiltration. "They're using sheer chaos," his lieutenant replied helplessly, pointing to a screen that showed the human drones hijacking Zorblack navigation systems to play videos of cats knocking over glasses of water. The Zorblack crew, unaccustomed to such absurdity, found themselves mesmerized by the videos, unable to look away. Meanwhile, back on Earth, humanity was rallying for the final push. Across the globe, people had turned alien sightings into a competitive game. TikTok challenges were springing up with titles like "Distract the Aliens" and "Glow War Dance Off." Grandmothers armed with knitting needles and attack chihuahuas patrolled their neighborhoods. Farmers had welded alien ship parts onto their tractors, turning them into makeshift war machines. Even kids got in on the action, creating intricate Rube Goldberg devices powered by soda bottles and Mentos that launched glitter bombs at unsuspecting Zorblacks. One such device, a slingshot made from a trampoline and a garden hose, successfully downed a Zorblack scout ship. The pilot, disoriented and sticky with glitter, stumbled out of the wreckage only to be surrounded by a group of cosplayers dressed as Jedi Knights. They brandished plastic lightsabers and chanted, "The Force is strong with this one." The Zorblack, overwhelmed and unsure if these were actual human warriors, promptly surrendered. Back aboard the command ship, Glowthak was rapidly losing control. "Deploy the neural dampeners. Activate the plasma rain cannons. Do something." His crew scrambled to follow orders, but the humans were already one step ahead. A group of amateur engineers had reverse-engineered a captured Zorblack drone and discovered how to mimic their communication signals. Using this technology, they broadcast a looping message in the Zorblack language that translated to "Free Galactic Taco Night on Earth. All invaders welcome." The message, though obviously fake to anyone familiar with human culture, confused the Zorblack reinforcements arriving in orbit. Several ships immediately diverted to the coordinates provided in the message, where they were ambushed by local fishermen armed with fishing nets, fireworks, and an alarming amount of duct tape. Glowthak's tentacles curled in frustration as reports of captured ships and demoralized troops poured in. "Enough! If the humans want chaos, we will give them chaos. Activate the planetary subjugation array." The subjugation array, a massive device hidden within the command ship, was designed to emit a beam of energy that would force any sentient life form into a state of docile compliance. The Zorblacks activated the array and aimed it directly at Earth. The beam fired, a dazzling cascade of light enveloping the planet. But instead of pacifying the humans, it triggered the most bizarre response yet. The array's energy interacted with the glitter residue from the drones, amplifying its reflective properties and creating a kaleidoscopic effect that refracted back toward the Zorblack ship. The crew screamed as their own technology short-circuited under the barrage of rainbow-colored light. On Earth, humans mistook the dazzling display for a celebratory event. Crowds gathered to watch the skies, cheering and blasting party music. News anchors reported the event as the Great Galactic Light Show, and someone started selling alien-themed glow sticks on Etsy. The final blow came not from human technology, but from humanity's most unpredictable allies, the pets. A group of dogs, led by Buddy the Golden Retriever, had boarded a captured Zorblack ship and were now wreaking havoc on the command vessel. Buddy, still clutching a half-chewed alien control rod in his jaws, bounded into the main control room with his furry squad in tow. "Commander," a panicked Zorblack shouted. "The Earth beasts have infiltrated the bridge." Glothak turned to see Buddy wagging his tail enthusiastically, glowing saliva dripping from the alien device in his mouth. Before the commander could react, Buddy chomped down, triggering a cascade of random commands across the ship systems. Lights flickered, alarms blared, and the subjugation array began to power down. The humans seized the opportunity. Their hacked drones delivered the final insult. A barrage of confetti cannons loaded with glitter and tiny slips of paper that read, "Better luck next time." Defeated, humiliated, and covered in glitter, Glothak issued the order to retreat. The Zorblack ships limped away from Earth, their cloaking devices malfunctioning, and their bioluminescent bodies dimmed with shame. The humans cheered as the last ship disappeared from the atmosphere, their victory sealed not with weapons or violence, but with sheer, unrelenting absurdity. As the Zorblack armada fled, one of Glothak's lieutenants hesitantly asked, "Commander, what shall we tell the Galactic Supreme Council?" Glothak sighed, his glowing body flickering weakly. "Tell them, we underestimated the humans, and tell them never to return to this cursed planet, not even for free tacos." Back on Earth, humanity celebrated their triumph in the only way they knew how, with memes. Videos of the Zorblack retreat were set to triumphant music. Photos of glitter-covered aliens became the year's most popular Halloween costume, and Buddy the Golden Retriever was declared an international hero. In the quiet aftermath, as Earth returned to its usual chaos, one human scientist studied the remnants of the alien technology and whispered, "I think we can make this into a pizza oven." Humanity had won. Not just a battle, but the right to be the galaxy's most unpredictable species. And somewhere, in the depths of space, Glothak swore he would never set glowing appendage on Earth again. The Galactic Supreme Council convened once more, its shimmering soap bubble chamber filled with the murmurs of disbelief and barely contained laughter. Representatives from dozens of advanced species floated, oozed, or vibrated in their seats, all eagerly awaiting the report from Commander Glothak. The Zorblack leader stood in the center of the room, his bioluminescent glow dimmed to an embarrassed flicker. "Well, Commander," rumbled Gorplax, his gelatinous form rippling with poorly hidden amusement, "would you care to explain how your advanced fleet was defeated by a planet that still uses combustion engines?" Glothak shifted uncomfortably, his tentacles curling with shame. "The humans, they are not as primitive as we believed. Their methods are unconventional, their technology chaotic, and their culture incomprehensible." The council erupted into murmurs, some sympathetic, others openly laughing. Zarnak the Pristine, the sentient disco ball-like being, spun rapidly in mock astonishment. "You mean to tell us that a species obsessed with glitter and dancing videos outsmarted the Zorblack armada? They turned our subjugation array into a light show." Glothak snapped, his glow flaring briefly in indignation. "They weaponized dogs and memes. Do you understand how terrifying that is? They don't think like us. They don't even think like themselves half the time." Lerp, the sentient lava lamp, bubbled thoughtfully. "Perhaps their chaos is their strength. We have spent millennia perfecting logic, strategy, and precision. The humans, They thrive in the unpredictable. They adapt. And they're hilarious, added Zarnak, spinning slower now. The hologram of you being hit in the face with a pool noodle has been circulating through the galactic network. It's the funniest thing I've seen in centuries. Glothak groaned, wishing he could melt into the floor. This is no laughing matter. Humans are dangerous. They took our most advanced technology and turned it into a waffle iron. If we allow them to continue unchecked, they could... They could what? Gorplax interrupted, wobbling with amusement. Start selling our ships on their online marketplaces? Oh, wait. They already have... He gestured toward a holographic projection showing a human listing. Lightly used alien drone. Great for backyard parties or sci-fi cosplay. $1,200 oboe. The chamber erupted into laughter, and Glothak slumped in defeat. Mark my words, he muttered. They are not just unpredictable. They are terrifying. Their capacity for chaos knows no bounds. Meanwhile, back on Earth, humanity was busy celebrating their newfound fame in the galaxy. Alien tech was being repurposed at a breathtaking pace. One human entrepreneur had converted a Zorblack ship into a food truck called Galactic Tacos, complete with glowing seating and a menu inspired by alien cuisine. Another inventor had turned a captured drone into an amusement park ride, marketing it as the Intergalactic Spinotron. The humans, of course, had no idea they were being discussed by the most powerful beings in the universe. They were too busy creating TikToks of people dressed as aliens dancing with Buddy the Golden Retriever, who had become Earth's official ambassador of chaos. As the Galactic Supreme Council adjourned, Gorplax leaned toward Zarnak. You know, he said with a wobbling chuckle, perhaps we should leave the humans alone. They might not be the most advanced species, but they're certainly the most entertaining. Agreed, Zarnak replied, his orbs gleaming. Let's just hope they never figure out how to leave their planet. The galaxy might not survive their creativity. Somewhere on Earth, a group of humans was already working on that exact thing, using duct tape, soda bottles, and alien glitter. Humanity was unstoppable, and completely unaware of just how much the galaxy feared their ridiculous, chaotic genius.